Okay, so get this. You know how one little tweet can sometimes totally blow up and set off this huge chain reaction?
Hmm.
Well, that's what today's deep dive is all about. One of those tweets, one that created so much hope and controversy and this possible huge medical breakthrough.
Yeah, for sure. It's a fascinating story.
It really is. So we're going to be diving into the story of little Liam Parker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was just a 1-year-old little guy from Ann Arbor,
So,
Michigan, battling this super rare and super aggressive illness. And yeah, the doctors had pretty much run out of options, you know?
That's awful.
Yeah, it's just heartbreaking. And his parents, Nathan and Alyssa, were, well, desperate.
Yeah, of course. I can only imagine.
And late one night, Alyssa sends out this tweet that ends up changing everything.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, our 1-year-old son Liam is dying from this rare illness. Doctors have given up at Elon Musk. If there is any way you can help, we're begging you, please.
Wow. I mean, talk about a shot in the dark.
Yeah. Right. Can you imagine putting that plea out to the entire world? And to Elon Musk, of all people.
Right, he's got to get millions of tweets every day.
Seriously. But somehow Alyssa's tweet totally cuts through all the noise. It goes super viral. Everyone's retweeting it, offering support, using hashtags like #Savalium and #ElonHelp.
Wow.
Yeah, even some big news outlets picked up the story.
So what happened? Did Musk even reply?
And then just a couple days later, Musk himself actually replies to the tweet.
No way.
He's like, looking into this, need more details, please email my team.
Oh, wow. Talk about a roller coaster.
I know, right? From total despair to this glimmer of hope.
So what motivated Musk to even respond? I mean, was it pure altruism, or was there a bit of PR savvy in there too?
It's really hard to say for sure, but Musk has always kind of positioned himself as a guy who tackles these huge, impossible challenges.
Yeah, that's
So maybe this was a chance for him to, reinforce that image while potentially actually doing some good in the world.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So after Musk replied, things started moving super fast. The Parkers sent over Liam's medical records. And within a day, they were on a video call with Musk and some of his team.
Wow. So then what?
And this is where the story takes this super futuristic turn.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Musk connected the Parkers with this group of researchers working on nanotechnology.
Like nanobots.
Yeah, specifically these tiny programmable devices that could target and repair damaged cells.
At a microscopic level.
Exactly, it sounds straight out of Star Trek.
So for those of us who aren't, scientists,
Right.
Can you break down how this nanotech stuff actually works?
Well, it's imagine this microscopic robot programmed to seek out specific cells in the body. Like a guided missile, These nanobots could deliver drugs, repair damaged genes, or even destroy harmful cells, with incredible precision.
That's amazing.
But it's still
Super experimental,
Oh, right, of course.
There's so many unknowns.
I can only imagine the risks, especially for a baby like Liam. Absolutely. This was uncharted territory, no guarantees of success.
Yeah.
And a ton of potential for things to go wrong.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And that's kind of where, the ethical stuff comes in.
Yeah.
I mean, this was brand new technology, never been tested before, being used on this really sick kid.
Yeah.
No long-term studies, no guarantees that it would be safe, just this desperate hope that it might actually work.
It's so easy to see why Liam's parents decided to go for it.
Right.
I mean, what would you do?
It's
But it definitely opened up this whole Pandora's box of, ethical questions.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The medical community was totally split.
Really?
Some were applauding this bold move,
Mm-hmm.
seeing it as this potential turning point
Yeah.
in treating these rare diseases. But others were really worried, the lack of oversight
Mm-hmm.
and the potential for setting this dangerous precedent.
So while all this debate's going on,
Yeah.
the Parkers get whisked away to this super specialized research facility in California to meet with the lead researcher, this Dr. Patel.
Wow.
I mean, they were basically putting their son's life in her hands.
Talk about a leap of faith.
Right. And the whole world's watching.
Oh, yeah.
The moment Liam gets this experimental treatment, his story just blows up in the media. Headlines everywhere calling him the miracle baby, talking about Elon Musk's role in this whole thing.
Yeah, it was the perfect news storm.
Right.
You've got this heartwarming human interest story,
Uh-huh.
the whole allure of this futuristic technology,
Yeah.
and then Elon Musk,
Larger than life.
Exactly. And people were sharing videos of Liam's little tiny smile,
Oh.
hailing Musk as this hero and calling it this victory for science and innovation.
But like we said before, not everyone was buying into all the hype.
Oh, right, yeah.
Some critics were arguing that this kind of media frenzy could create these like unrealistic expectations
Yeah.
and potentially pressure other families to go after these untested treatments.
Even when the risks might be way bigger than the potential benefits. And it also raised questions about access to these types of treatments.
Yeah, like who's actually going to be able to afford this stuff if nanotechnology becomes like the next big thing in medicine?
Right. Like, imagine life-saving treatments are available,
Yeah,
but only like a select few can actually get them.
like the super rich.
It would just make the inequalities in healthcare even worse.
So on one hand, you've got this amazing breakthrough, but on the other, you've got this like huge ethical dilemma.
It is a lot to think about.
It really is.
And it's important to remember, with all the media hype and all the ethical debates,
Yeah.
there's this little boy at the center of it all, just fighting for his life.
So how is Liam doing now?
Oh, yeah.
With all this talk about ethics and technology, we kind of lost track of the, human part of this whole story.
It's true. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture. But this is really about, a little boy and his family.
Yeah.
And the good news is Liam is doing really well.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, the nanobots seem to have done their job. He's hitting all his developmental milestones.
Hmm.
And his doctors are optimistic about his future.
That's amazing. Like a real-life medical miracle.
It is pretty incredible.
But even with Liam's recovery, the ethical debates didn't just go away, right?
No, not at all. Liam's case really opened up this much bigger conversation about the future of medicine and technology and how we handle these like super complicated ethical questions as we kind of push the boundaries of what's possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So where do things stand now? Like, is nanotechnology going to be the next big thing in medicine?
Well, it definitely has huge potential, but there's still a long way to go.
All right.
Liam's case was a success story, but it was also a very unique situation.
Hmm.
We need way more research to know if this kind of treatment can be used for other diseases.
And what about the ethical concerns? Are there any like safeguards in place to make sure these treatments are used responsibly and don't become like a thing only rich people can get?
Yeah, that's a question a lot of people are asking.
Right.
Policymakers, researchers, ethicists are all trying to figure that out. There are a lot of people calling for more transparency in the research.
Yeah.
Stronger regulations and ways to make sure everyone has access to these new technologies.
So it sounds like Liam's story has really like started this movement for change, not just in medicine, but like in how we think about the ethics of all this powerful new technology.
Exactly. Liam's case has started a conversation that's probably going to go on for years.
Yeah.
And it's a conversation we need to have.
Uh-huh.
Technology is changing so fast.
Yeah.
We need to be ready to deal with the ethical challenges that come with it.
It's a lot to think about. One family's like desperate plea for help leads to this medical miracle, starts this huge global debate, and maybe even changes the future of medicine.
Yeah.
It shows how much power just one story can have.
It really does. Liam's journey reminds us that progress often comes with some tough choices.
Yeah.
And it's up to us to make sure those choices are good for everyone, not just a few lucky people.
Well, this deep dive has been quite a ride. From a late-night tweet to the cutting edge of medical science, it's given me a lot of hope, but also made me realize how important it is for all of us to shape the future of technology in a way that is ethical and fair and benefits everyone. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and who knows what amazing stories we'll uncover next time.